Now get ready. Here we go.
Oh, is it good to be back? What's going on? It is Arkham. We are back. We're back at Cedar Point once again, but this time for a whole nother thing. We're here for 3 visits for this trip over the next like 2-ish days, like 1 full day, 2 sort of smaller, shorter visits. And the goal for both Johnny and I is credit completion. And then tomorrow we have a whole other goal. We'll talk about that when we get there. But right now, there's a bunch of credits that we have missed from the last time we were here, whether it was weather, whether it was mainly us prioritizing TT2, rightfully so. But now we got to get the rest of these roller coaster credits. So that's what we're going to do. It is 7:15. The park closes at 10. So we got a lot of time. So let's get into it. Yeah, I cannot express enough how amazing it feels to be back in this park. It's one of my favorite theme parks of all time. It is an amazing place. And here we are about to get on the rest of these roller coasters that I have yet to get and Johnny has yet to get from last time. Lots to do, but we got plenty of time to do it. Let's kick off the day with none other than the B&M Invert Raptor. Let's go.
Right with you. Our bins right here are only for who's bidding too.
Man, that ride is a machine. That is a Raptor, the B&M Invert here at Cedar Point. It is an excellent invert. It is what many say to be underrated. I personally think so. That Cobra roll is really good. All the rolls are amazing. The vertical loop at the beginning is very well done. It really is a great roller coaster and a great way to kick off the day. Alright, so we were gonna go to Gatekeeper, but the ride did just go down, so we're actually gonna make our way over to Wild Mouse, which is one of their newest roller coasters in the park. So it's a Zampera version of the spinning Wild Mouse, which should be really interesting. I'm thoroughly looking forward to trying this guy out, and it looks really, really cool with a very unique layout. This ought to be fun. Let's go. Hold here. Alright, that was the Wild Mouse. That was fun. Very cool. Very smooth. And I like it a lot. I really do. I hope more of these get made because they're actually really cool. I really like them a lot. Really fun. So far, a lot of rides have been constantly pumping trains. Bowerman right now, Raptor's been pumping trains. Like, they've been doing really, really well. The ops, especially on the B&Ms, have been really well right now. Obviously, Gatekeeper's down, but there's still much more to do here. We could always come back to Gatekeeper later on in the day, or even tomorrow, or on Saturday as well. There's a lot to do, and a lot of time as well. They're also running 3 trains on Bowerman right now, so that also really helps out. Now me, I'm only missing 1 credit here in this section anyway, and that is Blue Streak, which is our next ride that we are going to take on. is also the only wooden coaster in the park, surprisingly. I don't think anybody would have ever thought this would have been the only Woody, but here we are. Every single valley on this ride turned my stomach into spaghetti. But you know what? I got the credit. Wowee! Sirens is testing. And it looks nice. It's a crazy night and day difference from what it looked like the last time we were here on opening day. And walls are down, and this is our sign. That looks incredible. And it stares straight up at that. That tilt track is imposing. And very soon, on June 28th, people will get to ride this thing. Last time I saw this ride, it was not called Rougarou, it was called Mantis. And it was certainly really cool riding it as Mantis, but now I get to ride it as Rougarou. It's not the first time I'm going to be doing something like this. The last time I did something like this was actually for Apocalypse turned Firebird. So now we get to do that for Mantis turned to Rougarou. Let's go. This should be really fun and really interesting. Gonna have to come back to Rougarou another time since they're not gonna allow, they don't have like loose article bins in the station, so I'll have to come back another time for it. Why, hello, we meet again, TT2. got to do this one. This is corkscrew. I'm not looking forward to getting back on this, but here we are. Let's go. All right, I survived. It actually wasn't as bad as the last time I did it, but it still was not the greatest ride. So I'll take it for what it is. Coming back down this area. Last time I was down this area outside of opening day was when the area first opened. Again, this is like closer to 2013. This is when Pipe Scream debuted, Monster got a redo, and the pair of flyers also got put in as well. Our next stop is going to be Gemini, which is a Aero hybrid coaster that is to our immediate right. It duels. I saw both of them going, but it looks like only the red side's going right now, so gives us a reason to come back to this ride potentially tomorrow, unless the blue side comes back up. All right, Gemini, let's do this. All right, that's Gemini red side. We did the red side, actually really smooth, I'm not gonna lie. Really fun. I'm just hopeful that the next time we ride it, we actually duel, and it'll make it even more interesting. That's all. Because I guess around this time, they close one side because crowds diminish a little bit. So I understand that from an idea, but it's cool to keep the ride open anyway. So probably next time you were to show up like opening or during the early afternoon, this thing will be dueling because they have the staff to do that. So makes sense, but really fun. All right, now we are in Camp Snoopy. There are 2 credits here. One of them is right here, which is the Woodstock Express. And then the other one is right there, the Wilderness Run. So let's kick it off with the Wilderness Run. I cannot make up my mind. Noah, we need you for this one. Take 2, Wilderness Run. This is not Wilderness Run, this is Woodstock Express. I hope this one works. All right, so we can do Woodstock Express, just not Wilderness Run. We need Noah for Wilderness Run. We got the credit. Okay, so the plan is simple. We will get in line for TT2. We will try to get the front row while we eat this thing of fries, chicken tenders, and a singular cornbread. Yes. Sounds doable to me. All right, here's our stop. See you guys on the other side. All right, well, it's 10:45 and the ride went down a second time and they just decided to cut their losses and just kick everybody out. Yes, one way to do it, but honestly, at the end of the day, the real reason probably had to come down to just the fact that the employees had to go home, which is honestly understandable. I've sort of noticed this, especially over the past couple of weeks, and what majority of the reasons have been for like the downtime, overheating. And that seems to be the theme these kind of days. So probably in like the off season, I would say like they got to find ways to incorporate some way to cool off parts of the ride, especially the launch, the transfer. Just find ways to get the ride cool, especially in the summertime. Now that the ride actually like is operating for the first time in summer, this really is their time to see what this ride and test its limits and figure out what and how long it could go for. And we're kind of getting a sample of that now. We are now learning that this ride struggles to run during extreme heat. There we are. We're in the middle of a heat wave. So it's understandable to now come across this issue now. They weren't able to come across this issue in the last year because, well, it only ran for 8 days. So now that we have an idea that this ride does not do well in heat, in the off season, they can figure out, okay, what's the next steps to figure out how we can cool off these LSMs. And then they go into next season with the new way to have it all cooled off, and we have that. They might already have a cooling system for the LSMs for all I know, but who knows? It's just something that's on the back of my mind. It's something that's, I'm pretty sure, has to do with why the ride is having these sort of kinks. It could be something entirely different, and my theory could be entirely wrong, which is possible. And this is not me going on a rant. I want this ride to do really well, right? I think we all know how good this roller coaster is, and it's my number one right now. So, of course, I want this thing to last as long as possible. So, here we are, and perhaps that's something that they gotta just look into. This is the first summer that this ride could run in. Just gotta remember that. This is the first summer that TT2 gets to operate in, so we're really seeing how this ride runs now. This is us really finding out exactly what how this ride acts. So this is the best time to figure that out now. And that's gonna do it for today's very quick visit to Cedar Point. Again, we're back here tomorrow all day long, and we get to do a bunch of things such as get on some of the other rides we missed, TT2, Steel Vengeance, Maverick, as well as finishing up our credit list for the park and getting coaster completion. For the most part, Wilderness Run is just not going to happen, but we'll get the rest. No. Well, yeah, we got to get Wilderness Run, which we can't get. So we need we need you. So we'll get that as soon as we can, if we can. We'll find out sooner or later, but we'll see. All right, we will be back here tomorrow, and it'll probably be a much longer vlog than this one is, but that is totally fine with me. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Always think your write-ups. Have an amazing rest of your day. I'll see you all in the parks very, very soon. Bye, Snoopy. Goodbye.
Here we go.